the the webinar call for today then?
Yeah, I was going to come on anyways. So.
Okay, yeah. Because you have to let everybody in. I'm so sorry. I can't. I don't know what's going on.
How do I do that? Oh, admit. Admit all these people. Yeah. Sorry, I've never ran a Zoom meeting.
That's okay. You'd want to literally let everybody in and just make sure it's recording.
Okay.
Hi. Looks like we were having some problems. I can't hear anyone.
Hello.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Lisa. Amber, hi.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
I'm Kira.
Nice to meet
Lisa's
you.
our host. Thanks for your patience. I'm not sure why our Zoom wasn't working, but Lisa, I'll let you take it from here.
Goodness, it's so funny. There's just so much. Wait, go. Right.
It looks like a cocktail, but it's not.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock. It's fair game.
Fuck.
Mine's ginger. It's just I love ginger drinks, so that's all it is.
No, mine is Jukes. Have you heard of Jukes? It's like a wine substitute. I've been trying to not drink as much wine. It's really good. Anyway, sorry.
Not a problem. I know that Caitlin will be joining us and probably a few other people as well. Where did my Yaviga? Hi, Yaviga. Anyway, hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Johnston, and I'm the community, I'm the warrior community lead for Cura Grace. And I'm excited that I get to be here today and to host this webinar. And while we might be a small group, I know that there will be probably hundreds of people that will get to see it. So we're happy. Those of you who are here, I'm just telling you right now, get to be entered into a raffle to get this amazing. I just got this today. I'm so excited. This clutch, it's a vegan clutch by Glass Ladder & Co. And I just gotta show you just beforehand. Look at this. I can put my iPad in it.
I know we swooned over that. We think it's just fabulous. I love it.
So excited about it. So you should be excited that you're a part of this little group. But we're really excited that we finally are able to share the details of our VIP program with you. It's called the Grace Rewards, and it's designed to pamper the community that we've built here at Cura Grace. Now, since we're a small women-owned business, we wanted our first loyalty program to share the spotlight with other women-owned brands. And Cura has carefully curated a list of amazing women-owned businesses that we're going to be featuring each month. And the Grace Reward webinars that we're doing right now, an example, they're going to be hosted monthly. And it's an introduction to the featured brand and its founder, along with our founder, Kira Karmazin. We're so happy that she's here. And each workshop is based around the featured brand's inspiration and has a raffle to win their featured product at the end. So there's also hopefully going to be some time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, you could be thinking about them and maybe have an opportunity at the end to ask them directly to the company's founders. Now, the specifics about the program, I know this is a little bit longer than you thought, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about each of the 3 tiers that are in the VIP program. Cura designed this program to spoil our very best customers. She's spoiling them. And so the 3 tiers are the Pink Lotus, Gold Lotus, and Platinum Lotus. And each level has its own perks and benefits. So I'm just going to tell you what some of the benefits are for each level. The Pink Lotus crew gets a $20 coupon for every 2,000 points, and they receive early access to shop our special sales. We have one coming up soon. It's the Black Friday sale. So if you haven't signed up for that, you should hurry and do that. The Gold Lotus members, they receive all the perks from the Pink Lotus, but they also are able to vote on new products. They have early access to new collections, and they have monthly live events, webinars, etc. And then finally, the Platinum Lotus. These ladies will receive all the perks from the other levels, as well as a free holiday gift and a dedicated concierge via appointment. And you also have the opportunity to win a soul reading every quarter. And the best part about the Platinum tier is that every month that you purchase a Cure Grace product, you receive the free gift that is being featured on our platform on the website that month. But don't worry, because everybody that's here, like I said, is entered into winning the product at the end in a raffle. And you can also, I think that Brittany is going to post in the chat. Let me just put the chat up. She's going to be posting in the chat a link so that you can go and buy the product directly off our website. So I want to tell you a little bit about Megan, the lovely and talented Megan Tellez. It says she actually, I'm sorry, I'm a little rattled still, but she founded Glass Ladder and Company, and she founded it in the year 2017. Now, she's working in marketing at the time and noticed that there was a lack of stylish and consciously made professional women's accessories on the market. Everything seemed very masculine and outdated. This is something that I could relate to. She set out to fill that void by creating pieces that were designed to help women look and feel more stylish, professional, and empowered. She's loved fashion since she was very young, and she had an opportunity. I want to just talk to her right away. I want to say you, but she had an opportunity to work for Michael Kors, and that's where she learned how to create handbags. But it was also at this time that she learned about the process of making handbags and what happens on the end with leather and how that affects the environment and animals and such. And so she was inspired by all these things to create Glass Ladder and Company, and to make it a company that is inspiring to women and empowering women, as well as being environmentally conscious and ethical. And we're really inspired by all that you do, and we're excited to hear more about your company. So thank you, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and very excited to be partnering with you guys.
Awesome. So first of all, I just want to say to Kira, could you just share with us, why is it so important to you to be featuring and empowering other women-owned businesses?
Thanks for asking that. During the lockdowns, things got really hard and really tough. I'm sure Megan, you had the same problem. Everyone was impacted in some way or another, whether it was personally or in business or supply chain. And we had a whole bunch of things going on. And our business really slowed down, and we just reached out to our community and we said, how can we be of service to you? What can we do for you during this time? Because I felt, everyone was suffering so much. And we heard a lot of things and wonderful things, inspirational content, and our ambassadors created beautiful content. And we're still doing free yoga lessons on Saturday to our community. And one of the other things was introduce us to other women-owned brands, share the spotlight with other women-owned brands, and raise up other women in the same community. And I was really moved by that. I loved that our community was supporting other women and wanted to know other women brands. So we started searching for cool stuff, and it's been so fun. We did completely swoon over this piece. We just thought it's fantastic, and we love what you do, and we love what you stand for. And it just felt so complimentary to our brand. And we really wanted to introduce you to our customers and share the spotlight with you.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. So I just wanted to say, with that, Megan, how did you go about starting this company? I'm particularly impressed with the name Glass Ladder. And I'm wondering if you could, first, why don't we start with that I'm digressing and just saying, what inspired you? How did you come up with such a great name as Glass Ladder?
That's actually a really funny story. So for those of you who
might not get it right off the bat. Glass Ladder & Co. is a cheeky proverbial knock at the proverbial glass ceiling. We like to say we believe in glass ladders, not glass ceilings. So it just kind of embodies our mission statement of wanting to empower other women, to lift them up, to reach their full potential and feel inspired and empowered, and do that together by, shattering the glass ceiling. So that's what the name means. I had stewed on a name for a very long time. It was actually the last part of the business that got kind of put together. We had a product, we had a launch timeline, we had colors, we had everything. And I just kept rejecting, name after name after name. It wasn't right. And it actually, I like to say that it was, divinely inspired, because it came to me in my sleep. I literally woke up and just yelled, Glass Ladder & Co. And then I went back to sleep. I literally woke up my husband and was like, I thought of a name. He's like, that's great, go to sleep. So it came to me in my sleep. So I do like to say that it was divinely inspired.
Well, it sounds like it was, and I'm hoping that you remembered it, that your husband, or did at least you said it out loud so everybody could hear it and know the name. So you have this name, you have this idea. How did you go about kicking off your business, getting it going?
Well, there was a lot of moving pieces. I mean, we had nothing in savings. We lived in a 600 square foot apartment. I had student loans up to our ears in debt. Didn't know anything about manufacturing or much about design really either. Just kind of taking one step at a time, not trying to bite off more than we could chew, one piece of the puzzle. And slowly it all came together. And I had actually, my husband was my boyfriend at the time, and I had told him this, grand idea I had, and I wanted to start this business, and he was just completely all in. So he's actually the co-founder. We built this together, and he has a lot of experience with sales and more hands-on logistical work, whereas I am very much the creative brain behind it. So the designs and marketing concepts and the vision for the brand. And he's just a great implementer, figuring out when I'm like, I want to do this, but I have no idea how to do it. He was very instrumental in helping figure out a lot of those pieces. So he's a very, very supportive partner. So I married him.
Hey, there you go. That works out well, I have to say. So you've got this partner, you've gone ahead, you start, you're like you said, it sounds like it was kind of an organic process, and that you kind of did it as you went. You kind of figured things out. Was it like that for you, Kira, when you were getting started, or? Oh, you're muted.
I was muted because I have dogs.
Oh,
sometimes I get noisy. It was a little bit different for me because I didn't have a man at the time, and I did it with other team members from my old employer. Actually, we used to work together at Lucy Activewear, and we went through a big layoff at Lucy Activewear, and everyone sort of went in their own direction, and I just missed it so much. And I was like, we were doing such good work, and I missed the creativity, and I missed what we were doing in the community we were serving. And I was doing something else. I'm like, hey guys, do you want to do this together? And there's more to it than that, but I did. Our designer is still with us, Stephanie, and a couple of other people helped design the website and do photography, but it was really organic, and it started really slow. I took an entire year thinking about this brand and doing concept boards and vision boards and what's the look and feel and what's the brand name going to be. I never thought it would be my name in there. It was literally because there were no other names available. I had gone through kind of like you, Megan, all these names that you could come up with and on the .coms, and so many names were taken. So one day, after probably putting in 200 names, I just thought, I wonder if Kira and Grace are taken, and boom, done. It's available. I'm like, buy it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's how I came up with our brand name. But the concept was really born out of, I just felt a really need around making beautiful clothes for women and trying to celebrate women and hold women up. And I've always believed in the power of fashion and clothing. And when you put it on, it's powerful. And I wanted to create something that really changed the way you feel when you put it on, and really help women just feel more confident and elegant in what they're doing. Because I felt a lot of other activewear brands were just more, just, I don't know, either just a little edgy or super like provocative or young. And I just wanted elegant. And anyway, so that's how we started. But
I love
slowly.
that.
We started very slowly.
So it was organic for both of you. And Carrie, you were saying it took about a year for things to really get launched. How about you? How long did that take for you, Megan, to get things really moving?
So I would say it was probably about 6 months of concept work. We kind of mapped out actually several different business models, ran the numbers, looked at it. This isn't going to work. So I had mentioned earlier that we had no savings and we were in debt. So I ended up taking a $10,000 personal loan, which was what I could qualify for at the time. And that was massive. I couldn't even believe that I could qualify for that. And we said, okay, we have $10,000. What can we do? How do we start a brand with $10,000 and then be able to pay this loan back? Both while working full-time jobs. So it took us a while to figure it out and carefully calculate, our pennies and how exactly is this going to work out. And we wanted to make sure that we maximized that budget because it was a very firm budget. And it took us about 6 months to get off the ground. And we are 4.5 years in business today.
Yeah, I love it because they say that most businesses, if they're going to fail, it happens in the first year. So, Kira, is that why you took a whole year? You wanted to make sure that it worked?
No, I didn't actually want, I was in a little different situation. I was working full time too, like Megan. But I started Cure Grace as a passion project, and I didn't start it like, oh, I'm going to go build this big activewear brand. It came so much from my heart and wanting to create beauty. And I just had this desire in me. It was just this overwhelming desire to create. And, but it wasn't to build a business. The business came for us over time. And I was working full time the first year or two, I think year or two, 2 years, actually, 1 year of development. And then 1 year running it, sort of like just testing it, doing little capsules and sending it to editors or ambassadors, getting ambassadors. Like, I'm calling up my friends. Hey, listen, will you try it? And oh my gosh, you've got a photo shoot. Great. Let us dress you. That kind of thing. So if I'm really honest, I spent a year concepting it and then a year testing it. And then 6 months after that, so after 2.5 years, I finally walked into it and said, I think it actually has potential. Can you believe that? It took me 2.5 years. I think it has potential. I think this is going to be something really exciting. And I quit my job. And that was scary. That was scary. Because like Megan's saying, like you then have to pay your bills, and it's a whole different ballgame when you're not, but you have to free your time up, or your business won't grow. So, but yeah, I was a little bit different in that, just in the sense that I never intended to build a big brand, but here we are. I mean, it's not a huge brand, but it's certainly, a significant brand now. And but we've been in business now a long time. That launch was in 2013. So we're over 8 years. Yeah.
I remember getting my first pair of pants from Kira Grace. I think it was at like an Idea World or something in 2013 or maybe 2014. It was really early, but I remember that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Early adopter, right?
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's important for women to hear this, though. I think it's important. First of all, I want to just commend you both for being so brave, for betting on yourselves, because that is very scary. And when you just graduate, you have no money, right? And then taking that kind of a loan, it's a big risk. And Kira, for you to step away from a business that you're doing quite well at, with not really having something underneath you. I think that's the thing. It's like that, the movie with Indiana Jones, where he has to step out, that leap of faith. You know what I'm talking about? So they take that leap of faith. And I think that's amazing that you did that for yourself and that you are here now doing that for other women. So just giving you snaps for that. So something that I'm interested in, I wrote some of my questions down. You both said that you want your customers to feel beautiful and empowered. What do you feel like the essence is of the product that helps them to do that? And either one of you can take this.
I don't mind.
I'm like,
So you had mentioned in the beginning, really where for me the need for the product came from was I went from working in the fashion and beauty PR industry, where everything was very glamorous. You were encouraged to totally embrace your unique style, show up in blue lipstick, ripped jeans, it didn't matter, like just embrace your style, show up as you. And then I moved to marketing in the finance industry, which is very male dominated, very gray and monotone. And it was the exact opposite. I mean, a lot of my colleagues, coworkers would stop wearing makeup to try to be taken more seriously. They would dress in larger clothes to try to not get hit on in the workplace or things of that matter. And it was a shocking contrast between the two worlds. And I love fashion. I love pink. And I also think I can be still taken seriously in business. But in the finance world, they beg to differ. So really in the market for accessories, I found almost like Lisa Frank, childish, kind of like meant for a schoolgirl, you know, bright rainbow colors and a glitter, and then just very boring male masculine, which didn't make me feel confident going into a meeting carrying a man's briefcase. So I wanted to find something in the middle, something that was feminine and professional and elegant and made me feel empowered in my feminine, you know, glory to go into a meeting and command the room and feel empowered, like I could do that. So finding that fine line of embracing femininity, but with elegance, was really crucial for our products and our designs.
Thank you so much. And I can see that truly with the designs that you have created, you know, specifically like with the clutch, an example, something like that, instead of carrying in a big old briefcase, you know, like that my dad would have. So I think that you've done quite a good job with that. Looks like we've lost Kira. I'm sure she'll come back in. Are you still here?
yeah.
Oh, there you were in the middle. Someone disappeared, like the screen changed. Oh, Kira, you also, you know, and you have the essence of yours. You've already kind of answered this question, but if you had anything to add about that, you know, because you talked about elegance and you wanted not to be kind of bubblegummy, but rather more beautiful and elegant. And maybe if you want to speak to how that can change the way that a woman feels when she's wearing something like that.
Yeah, well, Megan, there's no question why we connected, because you use the words feminine and elegant so much in the way you described your process and your products, and we do too. So I think we share that aesthetic for sure, and that goal. So you know, when I'm going back to like the power of clothes, but you know, when you put on something, it's like too tight or it's too small or it doesn't fit right or it's too revealing or I don't know. I just really wanted to put together a collection where you just felt really supported and, you know, can activewear support you? Yeah, it can support you more than just spandex, you know, by thinking of all the little things and making sure it covers exactly the right way you want it to, and the right height of your legging and the right depth of your neckline and the right shoulder strap and all of that. So we're really considered in the designs, making products. So can you hear my dogs in the background? So just capturing that. Okay, they're going nuts right now. I hold.
Okay. Well, then what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of move over to you, Megan. Now, you've got all of these wonderful handbags and clutches and things. And I'm wondering, have you ever considered possibly going into other items? Because your story actually makes me think a little bit of Kate Spade, I've got to say, because Kate Spade was not in the fashion industry. She worked for a magazine and she helped set up the photo shoots. And then she created a bag, and then her husband and her ended up creating this whole empire. And we know that she started with handbags, but then went into all these other things. Is there another item or product that you think you'd like to eventually move into?
I think only time will tell. I feel like we've been doing this for so long, but really on the grand scheme of things, we're still just a baby business. We have actually evolved over the past 4.5 years where we were exclusively doing portfolios and clutches. That was all we did. We had padfolios, we had portfolio versions for your iPad, for your laptop. It was all just a line of portfolios. And then we expanded in 2019 to our first handbag, which is still our most popular version of our handbags today. And we started migrating more towards the work tote. And then that kind of transitioned into lots of other variations. But the problem there where I was seeing was, I have this great portfolio, but I want to keep it in a bag. I want a nice organized bag that has room for everything I need. And if I'm going to be paying for a really nice, like you had mentioned, I worked for Michael Kors. If I'm going to be paying $300, sometimes more for a bag, I want more than 2 pockets. Uh-huh. So, I want it to be organizational. I want to have lots of features. I want to be able to put it on a suitcase and not have it fall off while I'm running through the airport. I want to be able to put my iced coffee down inside and not have to worry that it's going to spill. So we started working on handbags that solve a lot of pain points. And I think we're still continuing to evolve in that space. And I think only time will tell. Right now we're really enjoying where we are, and we're growing and we love it, and we'll see, I guess. But for now, we love exactly where we are.
That's perfect. How about you, Kara? I think you're going to be going in any other directions that you were not originally planning to go? Different products?
Well, it took us a long time just to move into athleisure. Honestly, we were one of the few yoga performance brands that stayed really true to yoga performance and just did support tops and leggings and, capris and bras, crop tops and bras. And we were just in that for a long time. Maybe we'd throw in a layering piece. And then one day, it was about 3 years ago, our designer's like, I think track pants are so cool, with zippers. I think we need to just offer one. And it's sold out so fast. And we realized there's this whole world out there to have play in, besides just performance wear. And that took us into, how do we take our beautiful performance fabrics and our incredible factories here in California and start doing a wider range of clothing, outside of just leggings and performance. Like, what else does our customer look for from us in terms of support and comfort and elegance, besides just practicing and working out? So we expanded from that track pant. We expanded into wide leg pants and palazzo pants and boho pants and sweatpants and joggers. And it's just been so much fun expanding the product line in those directions. And I love that area that we're playing in right now. It just feels so, I don't know, just fun. It's really fun. But aside from that, now I survey our customers and talk to our customers, and I listen, and we ask them, what would you be interested in, Kira Grace doing next? Would you be interested in makeup, skincare, essential oils and things like that, and shoes. I don't know. We looked at a lot of different things, and they all said, just keep doing what you're doing. Just give me more of it. Just give me more, just more clothes and more options, and take your aesthetic and, how do you expand that? And so that's what we've been doing. And I love it. So we launched dresses a couple of years ago, but again, using the same performance fabrics. And the beauty of that is it's moisture wicking, it's 4-way stretch. It has slight compression. It's the same design aesthetic. So we've got you covered, you can wear that dress and feel confident in it. And using that workmanship as well, because the details that go into performance clothes are really unlike anything you get in just ready to wear. The way the seams are finished, on the pants are so different. The gussets that we put on this, it's just, and the pocket linings and the waistbands and everything is so much more considered for comfort. It's not just style, but it's style plus comfort. And so anyway, that's how we started expanding into that. And I think we're just probably going to keep going with that. Keep going with that. I think our next thing is, maybe we'll do sweaters next fall, things like that. Right. I mean, how fun, but just keeping it still in that Kira Grace aesthetic.
It sounds amazing. Yes. And I was just thinking about, we've got Amber here, and I was thinking how cute she looks in the Kira Grace dresses, especially that marigold, that was so nice. But we could pair one of your purses, Megan, with one of the Kira Grace dresses. I think that they work really well together. There's so much care that goes to every little thing. And I think, by the way, the clutch has 8 pockets. Is that right? Yeah. It's a lot of pockets. So yes, it's much better than having 2 pockets. And I concur that, 2 pockets is not enough for that. That is most definitely true. A little anecdote, and then I'm going to move on and ask some more questions that are specifically to you, Megan. But this is last week I did a Warrior Wednesday with Leslie Collins, who's one of our Warrior ambassadors, and her house burned down last year during the pandemic. And then she said that the only things that she grabbed, these are like the important documents and all of her Kira Grace. So I thought that was really cute. She's like, I grabbed all my Kira Grace clothes, every single item that I had, and I ran out the door. Of course, she brought her kids as well. But all right, then. Something that I noticed, Megan, is that all of your products are named after inspiring women. So if you were to go to her website, you would see that there's like an Oprah and a Vera and a Michelle from Michelle Obama. And I wanted to know how it was that you decided, how did you choose those particular women for those products?
Yeah, so working in the handbag industry, it is very common. I mean, even in the fashion industry, to name products with women names, but they're often not purposeful. It's just a name, just a common name that they choose for the product. And that was another thing that I felt like, why is this done this way? Like, why is it not more intentional? And when I knew that we wanted to start our brand to be, empowering other women. And there's so many women before us who have done such incredible things and trailblazed and paved the way for us and had major accomplishments that, if you're familiar with herstory, it's often not even in our textbooks. So I took several women's and gender studies classes in college. And I felt like I wanted to be intentional, and I wanted to maybe share those stories that other people hadn't gotten to hear. And even with very popular choices, for example, one of our newer products is the Vera, which is named after Vera Wang. And the intention behind that and why we chose her specifically, because there is very specific process and explanation behind all of them, is Vera Wang's story. She had, aspired to be a figure skater in the Olympics. She did not end up making it into the Olympics. She pivoted and she started working in the fashion industry. And then at the age of 40, launched her first item and slowly built her business from there. So there's 2 major things in that story that we want to convey to our audience, is that it's okay to pivot. it's okay to find a new dream, you know. It doesn't always shake out that way. And in the end, it'll shake out how it's meant to shake out. So it's okay to pivot. And two is it's never too late to start. She didn't produce her first piece until she was 40. So I feel like people are often like, oh, it's too late. You know, I waited too long. It's never too late. So I do a lot of research on the depths of the individuals that we're considering and their stories. And we also do take nominations from our customers. Sometimes they'll nominate people that they would like us to name something after, but we are very, very intentional with our naming because I feel like that's such an important piece. And I don't understand why other people or other businesses, particularly handbags, just choose frivolous names. So we wanted to be intentional.
I love that. And it's like you're giving homage to these amazing, inspiring, empowering women. And then also, I'm sure there's a lot of intention that goes into that name fits with this particular design. So if you know why it's named that, when you put on that bag or, you know, the Vera, you can feel like, all right, you're taking on some of that energy. You're like, I want to be like her. When you know that, that's inspiring and you feel like, well, hey, you know, like I'm a little bit older myself and I think, okay, it's not too late. I can pivot. I can create something new. I can have my own business or something like that. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Did you have anything to add or any questions with that, Kira?
No, about the naming convention. I think it's super cool. You know, we were inspired by Audrey Hepburn on our collection this fall, our early capsule. And that was really fun because I did feel like that collection and even our model we selected to show it was just a certain look and feel. And but no, I think it's super cool that you're doing that. I mean, I love it. I love it. We tend to, because we're an activewear, we tend to be super functional. Like this is your double strap.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just something that seems to be very common in the handbag industry. And, you know, we wanted to do things differently. We wanted to shake things up. And that was the whole purpose of our brand. We saw the way things were done and we wanted to show people that just because that's the way things have always been done, doesn't mean that's the way that they need to be done. You can do things differently and shake up the athletic industry, shake up athleisure, do it different, you know? And I feel like a lot of people feel as if markets are too saturated, but if you're changing things and bringing something new to the table, then it's never too saturated.
Amen to that. And, you know, I love also, I just thought of this is that, you know, we take so much effort and care when we're naming our children. And these are essentially your children, that each handbag is like a special creation that you made. And I love the care and thought that goes into that. Now, I know we're not supposed to have a favorite child, but do you have a favorite product?
Oof, I honestly don't, because it changes probably every week. So, I mean, I'll be always wearing the Diana Mini backpack. And then it's like, okay, the next week I'm all Michelle. And then the next week I'm all with my portfolio. But I also tend to like to use them together, which we're also intentional with, making sure that the sizing and the, that they're compatible with each other. So I often find myself, favoriting different combos, I would say, more than a singular product.
That makes sense to me. Good answer, Mom. No, I love that. You know, and so my next question is, it's kind of a dual question. So here we have the Megan clutch. Is this named after you, first of all, Megan? And could you tell us more about it, since this is going to be the item that we're promoting?
Yes, absolutely. It's funny, I actually was this item. So when we first launched, we had one clutch in 3 colors, and it was a smaller version of this. It's actually very similar to the Maryland Mini that we have now. And then our second product was the Hepburn. And this product ended up being a recreation and mashup of the two. So we brought these two together, and this was a design that I had worked in with, at the time, formerly they were called Causebox. Now they're called All True. And it is a lifestyle subscription box that focuses on vegan, cruelty-free, eco-friendly, fair trade, sustainable, all those types of categories of products, excuse me. So when we had, they told me, this is what we want. And so I, created the design and I sent it off to them, and they had said, I said, who would, we name all of our products after women. What would you like to, do you have any ideas or suggestions about this one, since it was a little bit more collaborative? And they said, let's name it after you. And I said, no, no. And they're like, no, we think it needs to be named after you. Like, we want to tell your story to our audience, and we think it's perfect if we name it after you. So I was like, okay. So I actually didn't really want to name it that. I just felt like, I don't think I earned it yet. I don't want to name something after me just yet. But honestly, I'm glad, if anything, that it was this, because this is my baby. I actually have mine here too. This is mine, and I have some stuff packed inside just to show you a little demo. So in the front, I have my little planner from Sugar Paper. You can also keep like slimmer tablets in here. I also have like a little sticker book that sometimes I'll put in here. And in this side, I have some pens. These are like colorful markers. I just like everything better in color. So I've got a bunch of colorful markers, a scrunchie. There are some card slots here where you can put credit cards, debit cards, or index cards as well will fit. And there's two other pockets underneath here you can see. On this side, I have some stickers in this pocket. You can keep Post-it notes. There's all kinds of goodies you can keep, and you can keep them nice and organized because there are so many pockets. And in the back here, I have my tablet. This is my 10.9-inch iPad Pro. And then it all just folds up. And there's actually two buttons so that if you have it like stuffed to the brim, you can put it on this one and it'll still, and then the tighter one just keeps it a little more secure if you don't have quite as much stuff. So
it's even cuter when it's full. You don't think? I think it's even cuter. It looks more like a handbag clutch. I really love it. That's great. Well, I have a couple more questions before our Q&A, but I wanted to just see if Brittany would like to, well, since we're talking about the Megan clutch, why don't we go ahead and do the raffle? Do you want to do that now? She's got big eyes like, what?
Yeah, no, we can do that right now. Yeah.
We won't tell you one until we're done, but we'll get it started.
Yeah.
How do you do the raffle?
Oh,
do you ask a question or something?
Do you ask a question?
Yeah. So sorry, Lisa. I thought you were going to ask the question. So
no, you go ahead and ask the question, and then
okay.
We're all just looking cute.
Okay. So let's do what are 3 bag names that are what women's bag names?
So just write that in the chat. And once you write it in the chat, that's how you get entered. You know, if you can't remember, you can really quickly look at the website, look at the products. But that's the question again, is that what are 3 names of her products, whether it be handbags or yep. So everybody, even if you copy, it's okay. This is your way of proving that you're here, that you're paying attention, and that's how you're going to be entered. So make sure that you write it down. You too, Yadviga, hurry and write it down. Neha, Caitlin, we want to see y'all on there. Right on. Okay. Well, I do want to ask a question that goes to both of you. And what is some advice that you would give to women who are about to start a business or they have a desire to start a business?
I can start. You want to start?
Oh, yeah. I mean, go ahead, Megan. I'll follow.
Mine's short and sweet to the point. I was just going to say, which I think Kira embodies also, is double down on what works and ditch what doesn't, and just keep repeating that. And I think that's like a really good recipe for success, is if something's working, whether that's your social media strategy, your designs, your marketing, whatever it might be, if it is working, lean into it and you'll see even more results. And that's a great way to kind of just pave the way and see what's working for you.
That is great advice. And I know that in marketing and in consulting, they call that positive inquiry, that instead of looking at what's not working and let's fix it, that you look at what's working and you double down on that. That's great advice. Do you have anything to add there, Kira?
That's such good advice. And sometimes I forget about that too. You know, we get caught up in like, I'm really attached to this, or I just love it. I'm like, well, no one else does. And so I think really listening and seeing what's working is so important, and reminding yourself all the time. Like I said, that track pant opened up that whole world for us. But the advice I really like to give people starting is do as much testing while you're still working as possible. Like test the market for which is kind of what Megan's saying, right? You know, go toward what's working, but sometimes it takes a few tries. You know, Megan said she tried a couple of different business opportunities or ideas. I actually did too. I totally forgot until Megan started talking about that. I thought I was going to open the comfort store. I had actually owned that URL and was looking at how can we do really comfortable, cool things. And it was around helping and supporting cancer survivors. Believe it or not, I was really motivated to do that. And, but there wasn't the energy around that, you know, in terms of like testing that idea. But there was a lot of energy around the activewear idea. So, yeah, test, and keep your real job as long as you possibly can, because when you do actually launch, and I'm talking from doing a solo entrepreneur thing, like not the like, let's go raise $40 million and start a company. I'm talking about Megan's way. I've got a $10,000 loan. How am I going to make this work? So I think keeping your cash flow positive is really important, because you'll take the stress off. I mentored about 5 startup women right before COVID hit, and none of them actually made it through at the COVID time, because at that point it was so hard. But the ones that jumped off and quit their job without having really tested their product are the ones that failed the fastest, because it's like, oh my God, this isn't working. I have a mortgage to pay, rather than having your job and you know, all right, that handbag's not working out. Let's do something different. Or the comfort store is not working. Let's do activewear. But I can't. Yeah, I think if you're really early stage and you don't really want to go the investment route and raise a bunch of money, you really want to do it on your own, which is huge. Keep that job. And it's going to be really hard, because you're going to work weekends and every night. It's Megan's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be worth it, because you give yourself more time to really develop your idea, you know, and bring it to market.
I like that. Then you're not rushing, you know, and you're just putting out some subpar thing, that you're putting out something that you can really believe in, is what it sounds like. I think that's also such great advice. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, I want to have my own business, because then I'll have all sorts of time and I can make my own schedule. But what it sounds like is it's like, it is your life. Everyone
laughs at that, right? And when you ever say, I'm going to start my own business to have more time, like, no, you have a lot less time, anyway, right? You just have more flexible time, but yeah, you have a lot less.
Yeah, you're just up until midnight instead of getting up, you know. Yes, exactly. Well, I wanted to open up the floor to the people that are here. If anyone has any questions for either Megan or Kira, this is your time. And then after that, I'll announce the winner. You have any questions? You can raise your hand. I think they just look really satisfied. All right. Well, Neha is the
Oh, I
winner.
see. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
think there's
see
a hand
you.
up.
Laura's got her hand up. Laura, Neha, you won, by the way. Now you know.
Hi, Megan. I love your story. I think it's very inspiring, and I think it's cool that you decided to go out on a limb. I also worked in the fashion industry. I know how that whole thing goes, and I also had a lot of friends who worked in the financial industry. So I could totally see both directions and how you managed to kind of forge both of those together. I think that's cool. I was wondering if are you only online, or do you have products in brick and mortar stores as well?
So we just partner with boutiques. We aren't in any big, big box retailers, but we are in some local boutiques here and there. But primarily online, yeah, is our main thing. But thank you so much.
Oh yeah, are you East Coast or West Coast?
Born and raised on the East Coast, New Jersey, and now I am in California. So the business was started in California and we've grown it here.
Cool. Congrats and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Does anyone else have a question or a comment? You're just feeling shy? Well, I just wanted to thank all of you for coming. And I am just so honored, and I'm just so glad that I was able to host this and to ask you these questions. You're both amazing women. And Kira, I'm really glad that you named it Kira Grace and that you're doing your clothes. I'm glad it worked out that way, because this has given me the opportunity to have a kick in wardrobe, and I get to be a part of things like this. And Megan, I'm just really looking forward to seeing what other beautiful products you put out there. I am sure that you're going to continue to find success, and I'm hoping that let's all share what she's created, highlight it. It's Christmas time. We're Cure Grace people. It's a big discount. If you go to the website, you go under, Brittany, could you post that really quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can purchase it. It's $50 on the website if you're not yet part of the Platinum program. And I know these products are so wonderful. Last month, my friend, she came to this webinar and she fell so in love with the products that she's buying that product for all of her friends for Christmas. So these are very well vetted, and I'm telling you that, I love mine, and I'm going to be getting some. And it's not because I'm getting paid to. I love this. This is great. So there it is. It's at the bottom right there. Megan, is there anything else you'd like to share before we close?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for having me here, Kira. I am so inspired by your story, and it's been so great to connect with you and learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of how your business started as well. So always so fascinating to talk to other business owners. It's so interesting how we have similarities, and yet everyone's story and journey is so different. And there's always something to learn from someone else's story. So thank you for having me here today. And I hope you all have a great night.
Yeah, keep up the good work, Megan. We love what you're doing. It's beautiful. And Lisa, thank you so much for hosting. You did such a great job.
Thank you. I get to go teach now.
Yeah.
And and I'm wearing my
community. Thank you so much.
So I just wanted to remind you all, this is going to go on YouTube. So go ahead and share it with your friends. Let's support each other. We need to support each other as women, because, in the past, we just haven't had that. So let's continue to build each other up and empower each other. And this is how we do it. So have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.